Greetings and salutations from Moondragon in Lewistown, Pennsylvania. We are a local gaming store as well as a metaphysical shop situated in the heart of Pennsylvania in Lewistown, PA, right off the downtown square. As we'd love to have you come out and visit us and spend some time shopping and utilizing our free gaming room to play some of your favorite games. We also would like to highlight some of the more interesting locations around the shop, so when you come to visit, you can make a full day of it. Today, we're going to be looking at the Soldiers and Sailors Monument in downtown Lewistown in the square, and it has a very, very special surprise. And we'll get into that as the video goes on. So let's go to the live video. Okay, to show you how close we are to the monument, here's the Moondragon store. Whoa. And then we are going to go on a walk. You can see the monument way off in the distance, like a quarter of a block away. If even that. Here is the monument. We're going to come up. We'll start from this side. We're going to walk around the monument, barring any loud traffic. Let's see if I can actually keep this in focus here. Here we go. I lied. Okay, here is the monument. Coming up on the north side, looks like the west side is cavalry. The north side is artillery. The east side is Navy. And the south side, which is the side that looks like it's to the infantry, is the side of interest to us. Because at the base of that, here is the stone from the tomb in the base. It looks like that's marble. People have left change on top of it. Not sure if you can read that, so I'll read that to you. Volunteer troops from this county formed the advance of the Grand Union Army of nearly 3 million enlisted men, 1861 to 1865. We're going to go around to the Navy side, close up. As you can see, we have some cannon and some mortars as well. Some more mortars. I believe there's cannon on the other side. This one is just dedicated in 1906. We decided to come around 7 o'clock at night in the summer, so it's just starting to get a little bit dusk. This is Mifflin County's tribute to her soldiers and sailors. 1861, 1865. And coming around this way, they fought and died that the nation may live. So also a little plaque right here is the Mifflin County Bicentennial Time Capsule. Juice. Can't read. And that will open in about 15 years. There's also supposedly a time capsule buried behind that stone. And going to the south side, we're going to go really quick because there's going to be traffic coming. We made it back to safety. And we're going to get another. That's the old courthouse. And the monument being framed by the sun. And of course, down there, the tall building of that little, towards the corner there, is Moondragon. And the whole reason why we came this way is around town there's a series of murals. And there is a mural here. That commemorates the Logan Guard and the initial hero. There is, we'll get a little quick close-up on the artist. And it is slightly crinkled, but it has a quick story of the Logan Guard. I'm not going to read that here. I will read that. Well, I'm going to give a pause right here, and then hopefully with my horrible or growing, how about growing skills, we'll pause it right here, and I will read that at home and splice the audio in. All right, hopefully that's enough time. And there's some other historical buildings. The old Woolworths building, I believe. Art Deco. There's the old Embassy Theater. Another historic building. Some other really cool buildings, which we'll highlight in other videos potentially around here. But that is some loud trucks and the monument and the thing. The old courthouse. Okay, well, as you're watching to this point, you realize that I did not succeed successfully in voicing over that section. My skills are not quite that ready yet, but I will make it up in the next part. I will do a quick little history and that kind of stuff, and share some pictures I've taken of the monument and surrounding area. But we are learning, and if you would care to give us a like, subscribe, and maybe make some comments, and you can even make fun of me on the comment section. You can watch us grow and learn and become better and better at the Moondragon. But now we go on to the next section. So as you have probably seen and watching the videos at this point, right near our shop, the Moondragon in Lewistown, PA, really less than half a block away, there's a large monument to the servicemen who served in the Civil War. This imposing 64-foot, 6-inch tall monument is right in the middle of the square in Lewistown, where Main Street and Market Street meet. This white monument was erected in 1906, and each of the four sides honor a different branch of the military: the Navy, the Cavalry, the Artillery, and the Infantry. Obviously, there was no Air Force back in the Civil War time. Or Coast Guard, apparently, though they did exist, I believe. But anyway, and the Marines existed, but guess we didn't have many Marines in Mifflin County. So, along the base of the monument, on the south-facing side, is a rectangle little stone with dark writing inscribed upon it. The stone is inscribed with "This stone from Lincoln's tomb, Springfield, Illinois." It seems to be an odd thing to see as part of the tomb over 750 miles away from Lewistown, situated in the base of a monument, so we should look into the history for an answer. The history goes back to 1858, when a group of young men organized a local volunteer militia unit that became known as the Logan Guard. This guard unit drilled under their flag with the motto, "Heroic actions win immortality," emblazoned on the front. The flag also features the likeness of Chief Logan, a local famous Mingo chief. Skipping ahead to the spring of 1861, the country was ripping itself apart and secession was rife in the air. In April of that year, the first shots were fired in South Carolina at the garrison of Fort Sumter. While the garrison did all they could to defend the fort, at 2:30 on the 13th of April, the Stars and Stripes were lowered and the garrison was evacuated. No defenders were killed in the 34-hour bombardment of the fort or in any of the surrounding batteries the fort returned fire upon. A call went out from President Lincoln for 75,000 volunteers to protect Washington, D.C. on April 16, 1861. The telegraph office at the Lewistown Junction clattered with the message from the Pennsylvania Governor Curtin requesting troops to defend the Union. The message flashed through the town, and the response from the Logan Guards commander, John B. Stellmeyer, was, "We are coming." Within hours, a company of 92 men were assembled and marched to the Lewistown Junction train station, heading to Harrisburg in full kit. That very night, the call was received. Due to a 3-hour delay, they actually arrived shortly after midnight on the 17th. 4 companies from eastern Pennsylvania, the Allen Guard from Allentown, the National Light Infantry of Pottsville, the Ringgold Light Artillery of Reading, and the Washington Artillery of Pottsville all arrived throughout the day on the 17th. The combined companies numbered around 500 men and started their long trek to Washington, D.C. The trek was fraught with danger as there was a need to change stations in Baltimore, Maryland. And to do so, troops needed to march from one station to another. Meeting the troops was a large body of pro-Southern sympathizers. The angry mob hurled a shower of bricks, clubs, and stones into the first defenders' ranks, inflicting only slight injuries. In the midst of the confusion, an attempt was made to detach the engine from the train and run it away. It was only prevented by the determined character of the engineer and his assistants, who drew revolvers and threatened to shoot any who dared make the attempt. The very next day, the frenzied mob of over 10,000 Baltimoreans would attack 4 companies or 220 stranded men of the 6th Massachusetts, killing 17-year-old Private Luther C. Ladd. Ladd is credited as the first Union soldier to die in the Civil War. 4 others were killed, and 36 seriously wounded in what became known as the Riot of Baltimore. But that is a story for another time. Let's get back to our first responders. The 5 companies of first responders from Pennsylvania would reach the capital and be sworn in for 90 days of federal service on the 18th. They would be billeted in the halls of Congress that first night. As they were resupplied, President Lincoln himself came and personally thanked each and every man who answered the call. The Logan Guard and other first offenders would be absorbed into the 46th Regiment, and many would serve the duration of the war. The members of the Logan Guard who answered the call and new members continued to answer the call during their 90-day federal service, which grew the rolls to over 247 men. The losses of the company from all causes during the war were 111 men. That means that out of every 2 boys that left that night on the 16th from Lewistown, less than 1 would ever return. At the end of the war, 68 men and officers were mustered out as veteran volunteers. Those 92 men were the first of what would be over 3 million enlisted troops by war's end. Now that we've covered the why of the matter, we need to cover the how. In 1906, the people of Mifflin County wanted to honor their hometown heroes. By coincidence, Lincoln's tomb was being remodeled in Springfield, Illinois. Major R.B. Hoover was the leader of the Lincoln Memorial Foundation and also a native of Mifflin County. He put a request in for a single stone from the monument to be sent to be a part of the Lewistown Monument. As the Lewistown Monument was to honor the Logan Guard as the first unit to enter Washington, D.C., that was a large part of the reason the city was not captured in the opening days of the war. The request was approved. Construction began on the 125-ton monument on May 7, 1906, and completed on June 21, 1906. Amazingly, a little over a month. Behind the 14-inch by 24-inch gravestone is a glass jar with the names of Mifflin County soldiers who served, a button and badge from the Grand Army of the Republic, U.S. coins from the 5 years of the war, and an 1895 Centennial Medal. In 1989, a time capsule was placed in the area around the monument and will be opened in September of 2039. I am unaware of the contents of this time capsule, but I may find out in about 15 years. So, this is just one of the interesting, beautiful, historical, or odd places that are scattered about the area around Moondragon in the Lewistown PA area. We'll be highlighting many more of these places in future videos, so subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on a single cool place. Also, hit the like button for this video, and please comment below if you know of any places in the Lewistown, PA area that you would like us to cover. Or if you happen to know some more about this video and the place we covered today, please also let us know. Thank you for your time and attention, and we will see you on the next video.